Didn't think we'd be back here again talking about YouTube in this capacity again this year, or really at all for the foreseeable future, but here we are. I would like to thank my channel member and long-term supporter and friend of the channel, I Do Random Stuff, for bringing attention to this. Thank you to you, my friend, and thank you for supporting this channel so much. It is currently 10:12 at night, and I had just finished about maybe like an hour ago writing an entire 7-page script of a movie review about a horror movie that I was gonna record nice and late at night. I'm all energetic because all my energy's here at night. And then he sends me a message about YouTube's copyright system and how it's doing that thing again, that thing we all love it does. You know, that thing where it falsely claims creators. Love it when that happens. And I watched the video he sent me, and I was initially like, should I talk about this? Because I don't like my channel to be this place of sort of like controversy, negativity, or just speaking about negative things. I like it to be a place where you can come, be entertained, have some fun, maybe make some new friends, talk to some people, whatever. But I felt morally obligated to at least say something with the little tiny sliver of influence that I have. This video I Do Random Stuff sent me was from a channel called Davey504, a very big music channel that I did not know about. I've never heard of this guy before, but he seems very well put together. There's clearly a lot of effort put into his content, and by the tone of his voice in his latest video, you can tell it's gonna be one of those. So, quick rundown on the situation. Basically, he did a bass cover. He played the bass and he did a bass cover of Moonlight Sonata. You know, that super famous song. That super famous song that's also like over 2 centuries old and has been in the public domain for decades. And his cover and performance of Moonlight Sonata got a copyright claim from someone called must_cs, all caps. And last I checked, someone or some company or entity called must_cs doesn't own Moonlight Sonata. No one does. It's in the public domain. So like any reasonable YouTuber, he disputed it and was like, hey, this is a false claim. The song is in the public domain. I made a cover, ergo, it's all good. What did YouTube do? They said no. They said, no, well, the automated systems did anyway. They said, no, you're wrong, and now we're giving you a copyright strike. I'm sure by now all of you know the difference between a copyright claim and a strike, but just to run down the differences again, you can have as many claims on your channel as you want. It just means you won't be getting any money from the revenue or any money from the ads, and it's all going to the original writers. But if you get a copyright strike, then you're in trouble. It's 3 strikes, you're out, as the old saying goes. If you get 3 strikes on your channel, it is terminated. As you all know, somewhat recently, I've been having copyright troubles on my channel. Now, my troubles aren't, I wouldn't say, nearly as bad as this. Someone claiming a performance of a public domain song. That is just ridiculous. But my troubles were also quite unique and pretty unprecedented as far as I understand. Basically, I was getting copyright claims for remixes of songs when I was using the original works, which the original works, such creators have said, you can use this as long as you give credit, which I did. But YouTube thought I was using remixes made by other people, but I wasn't. Now, Davey is lucky. He has a bigger channel and has the financial capabilities to push back against this and pursue legal action. And I think the reason I had a moral obligation to talk about this is because he mentioned how any group of random people could go around copyright striking tons of videos, and against smaller creators, there's not really too much they could do, much like myself. You think I have the freaking money to pursue legal action against a freaking false copyright striker who probably has like some decent backing? No, I could barely afford a lawyer. Okay, I'm getting a little excited. I've had a lot of sugar today. And it is just completely unacceptable. Literally fixing this copyright system and the automated systems is like, I read a comment, actually. Let me pull up the comment. Hold on. Here, I found it. So one comment said, copyright claims on public domain music are so frustrating. YouTube really needs to fix this. And then someone replied, they won't because it's on the 204th place on the priority list. Top list are allowing ads, shoving YouTube Premium in your face, and circumventing ad blockers. Ain't that the truth? And it's really upsetting that thousands and thousands, I'd wager millions of people are in so much protest against this kind of BS, and YouTube just does not care. This also isn't the only issue Davey504 has been facing. Another issue that I am starting to get really concerned about, because if it starts affecting me, I'm gonna be in big trouble. One of his most recent videos that got around 14 million views, very nice, has a bit of a error in the statistics. 14 million views, and the estimated revenue generated from those 14 delicious views was about $10. That should not be happening. But according to him, and according to whispers and rumors and posts here and there, YouTube is now trying to make views from people who use ad blockers not count. Are you fucking serious? Okay, you know what? I have a point to prove. Stay here, stay right here. Keep your little booties right where they are. I have a point to prove. All right, YouTube, you want to get rid of our ad blockers? You want to say no, you? You're not allowed to surf the internet without an ad blocker? Okay. Let me find an article here. Yeah, no, that's not an interesting enough article. 1 second. I don't know. Here we go. Random article on Walmart. Let me click on this. Let me show you what the hell the internet looks like without an ad blocker. Okay, let's see. Where does the cluster cluck start? Aha, here we go. I've clicked on the article, and what am I supposed to be reading here? Is this about the news? Is this about the Walmart? Is this about the gaming stuff? There's a video pop up. Is that what I'm supposed to be watching? Let's scroll down. Where's the article actually? Okay, here it is. I think I can highlight it. Here we go. I've highlighted where the actual start of the article is. That is the start of the article. Look at all of just the other complete and utter shit on here. Look at how much other crap is on my screen. How am I supposed to know what I'm reading without an ad blocker? Yes, it's extra bad on phones, but it is no different on desktop. No different. Guarantee you open up any random news article without an ad blocker of any kind, that is what you will see. Guaranteed. I am really glad, a little silver lining here. I am really glad nobody's home right now because I'm shouting quite loud. So yeah, that's a big problem, and that's not the only problem I'd like to discuss. About 2 weeks ago, Legal Eagle, Devin Stone, love your videos, man, posted a video called "So I Got Into a Fight with YouTube," and that coming from a lawyer is never a good thing to be reading. Basically, there were all these channels, like I don't know, like maybe 5 or 6 of them tops, who were just straight up copycatting Devin's entire channel, literally stealing whole entire videos, and exploiting the copyright detection system. How are they doing this? They were creating these vignettes around Devin's person or whoever else was hosting the video's person to block out most of the background and then put these random just stock footage loops behind them, but keep all the audio and that little just thinned and vignetted out silhouette of Devin's person. And last I checked, that is stealing likeness, and last I checked, that is illegal. It would be really ironic if the bootleg Legal Eagle thieves called themselves Illegal Eagle, because that's what it was. That is exactly what it was. And to no one's surprise, YouTube was extremely unhelpful to Devin. He repeatedly sent them the exact information they asked for, and YouTube was asking for some ridiculous kinds of information. And when I say ridiculous kinds of information, I mean that YouTube was asking for every single, like, hey, show us the original works and then show us the which ones are infringing. Problem is, some of these imposters had re-uploaded hundreds of his videos. Hundreds. And they wanted Devin to send them hundreds of links of the originals and the false copy or the falsely made stolen ones. What? I'm sorry. Actually, no, I don't apologize for anything. But YouTube, seriously, are you kidding me? First of all, that is one of the most ridiculous asks I've ever heard in my life. Second of all, Devin had told you multiple times across multiple emails and messages that this is theft, and here's all the information I need to prove it, and just freaking do something about it. And they didn't do anything until Devin complied with their request to send them the individual freaking videos of these hundreds of links. Not to mention, there might have been other imposters or stealers, thievers, whatever the hell you want to call them, video thieves, that he didn't know about. There's every possibility that that was a thing. As far as I'm aware, most of them have been taken down, but I think 1 or 2 of them might still be lingering. Now, this was 2 weeks ago, so they could have been taken down by now, but there's every possibility they haven't been taken down yet because it's freaking YouTube. Speaking of imposters and theft, this is just a bit of a side thing. I'm not really too upset about it, so I'm gonna try and keep it tonally consistent and not shout about it too much, because, I mean, I thought it was kind of funny, personally. I had my very first bit of content theft in the history of my channel. I had my first video stolen. That's a big moment. I've since dealt with it, and the video has been taken down, but there was this, like, random, like, out-of-context channel that was, I don't even know who it was run by, but it had, like, a lot of SpongeBob out of context and other crap out of context. And this dude straight up stole my entire Invincible out of context video. Like all 10 minutes of it, straight up. He stole the whole thing. I'm glad the automated systems worked in my favor and it was taken down, but I'm kind of humbled that I made something enjoyable enough for someone else to want to steal it. I'm not going to give you the name of the channel that stole it, mainly because I don't remember and I don't feel like looking for it. But I'm also not going to tell you that because I don't want people to go harass them or whatever. Situation's been handled, it's been dealt with. If I have content stolen from me again, I'll know about it. I hope. And that's what it comes down to. That is the problem. I hope. When your entire hope that your content will not be infringed upon or that the systems will not falsely strike you for a false freaking claim, it comes down to just hoping and praying that the automated systems just work properly. And if they don't, and you're a smaller creator like myself, you're kind of Look, theft and stealing big grand ideas or just stealing crap in general to try and ride off the fame and success of other things, it's nothing new, okay? This has been happening since the freaking dawn of humanity. But the internet is a vast, complex ecosystem, and YouTube is one of the beating hearts of it. And YouTube should really acknowledge that, and they should really pour some significant resources into fixing these problems because it is making this platform unsustainable and unwelcoming for almost anybody. If you're not already a well-established creator, you're going to struggle to climb. You are going to struggle to find success because someone can make a 20-second video in 5 minutes, post it, and get like 1 billion views, like super low-effort content, while other people will toil away making these super high-quality freaking videos with all these just amazing edits and well-thought-out writing and all this stuff. And they will just completely and utterly fail because the algorithm doesn't care about quality anymore. That's also something Davey504 talked about in his short 4-minute video, which I really, really appreciated coming from a bigger creator. Thank God some people are acknowledging this and talking about it. People with big, loud, noticeable voices. And thank God for people like Devin on the Legal Eagle channel for calling out YouTube on all its shenanigans with its terrible freaking content IDing system. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, and honestly, I don't really care. But I felt a moral obligation to talk about it because I want this platform to work. I want to make success on this platform. I want to build myself a foundation on this platform, and I want it to be something special. I want this to be my life. Things have been really stressful and really wild this year, but I've been pushing through because I know there is no other job in the world I would rather do. But all of these copyright issues and theft issues and these the whole ad blocker situation and the whole short form content situation, all of it is just, it is just a war on content friendliness and a war on genuine community. It is just a freaking war on just what makes YouTube everything I want it to be. And it hurts. It freaking hurts. If there are any updates or any changes on the whole, what was his name? Davey504? I'm pretty sure that was his name. Hang on, let me just make sure I have it right. Because I don't wanna misname this guy because he seems pretty chill, and I think I'm gonna watch some of his videos before I go to bed. Yeah, Davey504. First of all, everybody go support him as he's dealing with this. Apparently, he's dealt with this sort of thing before and has come out on top. But as he said in his video, you never know. So be sure to at least go show him some support. I'll leave a link down in the description for you to go subscribe to his channel. Also, I'll leave a link down to the Legal Eagle channel. I highly recommend you go watch his Devin's video about the whole infringement thing where he had his video stolen and re-uploaded. Really informative video, and it really gives insight into just how messy YouTube's whole system is. That's about all I have to say on this matter. I didn't think I'd have to talk about something like this again, but since I was sort of experiencing something in the same vein of ridiculousness anyway, earlier this year, I'm really thankful that it didn't spiral out of control and I didn't get a bunch of copyright strikes and get my channel terminated, because if it did, there would have been nothing I'd be able to do. Absolutely nothing. Zero, zip, nada. The most I could have done was be a martyr. And we don't need martyrs because YouTube should not be a war zone against its creators.